All right, in this video, you're probably wondering what's the difference between this page, page 12, and the last page you just finished. The difference is that on this page, they give you the decimals. Here are the decimals, but you have to figure out the other stuff. In the last page, they just give you the picture and you have to figure out everything else, okay? So this page is really about going from decimals to fractions to percents. Okay. It says here, percents, fractions, and decimals. Directions. Please do number 6 and number 8 together with the video below, which is this video. This is the video you're watching. Okay. Again, feel free to pause the video, rewind the video, and do the worksheet along with me. Then your job is to finish the rest of the page. Use the picture below. Use the picture below to help you understand. When you see this number, please say 14 hundredths. Let me zoom in. That's better. When you see this number, please say 14 hundredths or 1/10. Why? Because this 1 is in the tens place. Remember, the tens place is right here, just to the right of the decimal. Okay, so look at this picture if you need to. Pause and look at the picture if you need to, okay? So whenever we see this, we can say 14 hundredths or 1/10 and 4 hundredths. 1/10 and 4 hundredths. So that's pretty cool. There's 2 ways. That means there's 2 ways to say this number, okay? Being able to say these decimals instead of just saying 0.14 is going to help you change decimals to other forms, which is what we're trying to do on this worksheet, okay? All right, now let's practice 2 problems together. Now, I bet you might be able to just look at this picture and fill these out. It's pretty awesome if you can, okay? But I want you to challenge yourself to try to say this the mathematical way, which will help you here and which will help you go to here, okay? Now, if you do it the other way, there's nothing wrong with doing it from here, looking at this picture, and then going to here and going to here. That's okay, but challenge yourself to go this way, all right? Which is the beauty of math, because we can do math in different ways. Okay, let me just erase this. All right. So, how do we say this? Well, they give you the answer here. This is 11 hundredths. Why? Because the last digit is in the hundredths place. Always look at that last digit. This is 11 hundredths. 11 hundredths. Or you can say this is 1/10 and 1/100. All right. Since you know that this is 11 hundredths, that will help you right away say, hey, this is also 11 hundredths. 11 over 100. Okay. Wait a minute. If this is 11 hundredths, how do we say the percent? Well, 11%. Why? Because percent means over 100 or out of 100. Okay. Or per 100. All right. I'm going to let you try 7. And the cool thing is you can compare your answers on the next page. Okay. Well, we're now going to go to number 8. Number 8 is slightly different, but if you're using the same techniques, you'll be able to get to the right answers. Okay. Now, how do we say this? By the way, you have a picture here too. How do we say this? Now, the key here, the trick is to look at the last digit. The last digit is an 8. Where is that 8? What place? In other words, what place is that 8 in? Well, that 8 is in the, you can scroll up here. Oh, it's in the tens place because it's right after the decimal. That 8 is in the tens place. So wait, how do we say it? Well, we say 8 tenths. If this is the only answer you write, that's okay, but I challenge you to think of this in another way. Did you know that this 0 and 8 tenths is also the same as this? So that's why I'm writing that equal sign. This is the same as this. In fact, if I wanted to, I can keep on adding zeros, and even with all the zeros, this would still be the same as this. Even if I kept doing this would be the same as this, okay? But that's not what I wanted to do, so I'm just gonna go ahead and erase that. Okay, I just wanted you to know that. So what we're also saying is this is 8 tenths, or it could be 80 hundredths. If this is 80 hundredths or 8 tenths, I could say 8 over 10, or I could look over here and say, oh, I also wrote 80 hundredths. What you would probably need to do, since you can't just write it in here, is if you would probably have to type here 80 hundredths. So you have to type it this way. You can't write it like this. Okay. So wait a minute, what percent would that be? Do we write 8%? No, remember, percent's out of 100, so we can't just do that. That's not right. It's this one. Remember, percent has to be out of 100. This is the only fraction that's out of 100, so it's 80%. Okay? So this one was a little tricky because this became 8 tenths. Okay? A lot of people make the mistake that, and they just write 8 over here. That's not correct, okay? So doing both this and this is helpful to get it right, to get this right, okay? So make sure you're doing both, all right? Now you can go ahead and try you can try 9, and you can try number 10, and you can compare your answer in the next page, okay? All right, I hope this video was helpful. Take care.